iyisiniz. Ben şimdi sizinle Hogwarts Legacy oyunu oynamak istiyorum. Çünkü size bu harika yani oyuncu göstermek istiyorum. Özellikle çünkü eminim herkes Harry Potter izliyordu. Bir saniye sanırım Medicine. Hayır. Yok. Burası değil. Chat. Pardon yani uzun zamandır yani bunu hiç yapmıyordum. Belki de yok. Yok. Burada yok. Ah, işte bu. Okay. Nihayet yaptım. Tamam. Timo. Tamam, Oscar Reyes. Hufflepuff yani seçeceğim. Ha. Tamam. Ne yapmam lazım? Tamam. Bitkileri hakkında ders yapacağım. Neden olmasın? Evet. Tamam. Charles.
I'd rather go alone.
Okay, bakalım. Evet.
Hello there. Perhaps you can help me.
Şimdi yardım edemem, özür dilerim. Okay. Koş. Koş. Oh. Aha. İşte bu savun gibi oluyor
Still have a bump in
sanırım.
my head from herbology last week.
Aha. Evet. Geldik.
Is she growing Punja's onion again?
Başlıyoruz.
Good morning, Professor Garlic.
How wonderful it is to see you again, Lenora dear.
Evet, şimdi
Oh,
onun
here.
hikayesi
You'll need
yani
these for today's
dinliyoruz.
class. A little treat for your auntie. Ah, hello. Class, please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Ah.
We do look forward to growing together. How
Merhaba,
thrilling it is to have everyone back
twin.
together again.
Hello. Thank
This
you for
year
your
will be
offer.
filled with enchantment and excitement, but the most important thing cultivated in herbology is knowledge. The prudent herbologist is no more afraid of the venomous tentacular than the bouncing bulb.
Evet.
Now then, today we will be acquainting ourselves with the mellifluous tuber known as the
Mandrak'ı hiç
mandrake
sevmiyorum
root.
çünkü o bağırıyor. İşte o.
Let's see if we can't make our fibrous friends a bit more comfortable, shall we? First, let's protect our ears. Now, everyone, grip their mandrake by the tendrils and give it a firm tug.
Ouch.
Quickly! Place your mandrake in the new pot and cut down the soil!
Oh, nihayet.
The soil should envelop the root like a warm, dirty blanket, putting the mandrake right at ease. Reparo! I'm very sorry about that. Yours was a bit mature, I'm afraid. All right then, off you go. Splendid work, everyone.
Evet, harika.
Now for our next task, we'll be planting dittany at our pot.
I wonder if hippogriffs like knotgrass.
Yes, Professor.
Firstly, well done with your mandrake. They can be rather difficult to get a grasp of.
Ah,
I'll say. Nearly went deaf.
Well, yes, of course the cry of a mature mandragora can be fatal, so remember to keep those ears protected. Now, as I mentioned, next we'll be planting dittany. Let us find you some seeds.
I already have some, Professor. Picked them up in Hogsmeade.
You visited the Magic Neep. Wonderful! A prepared student is bound to bloom. I've arranged for you to have your own potting table here in the classroom. Wasn't easy to spare one on such late notice. Plant the seeds there now, and you can return to harvest them later. Even with soil, sunlight, and a bit of magic, they will take time to grow.
Let's see how to balance my star thistle arrangement. Niffler's fancy or roses?
Dittany's restorative properties make it a vital ingredient in the Wiggenweld potion, as you all should know from Professor Sharp's class. Well done! Once it can be harvested, your dittany will be ready to use in Wiggenweld potion. I'll let Professor Sharp tell you about that. Now, what say we branch out? Introduce you to a different sort of flora, the Chinese chomping cabbage. You'll find that some plants are better suited to uses outside of a cauldron. The cabbages do get testy without something to chew. Fortunately, I have a dummy for them to gnaw on. Be a dear and let them have a good chomping.
Yes, Professor.
They're in the other greenhouse. It's just at the end of the footbridge leading out of this room. Your classmate, Mr. Pruitt, has kindly offered to accompany you. Come back and see me when you're finished. Oh, and mind your fingers. They do bite.
evet istiyorum. Evet. Şimdi...
The edges mustn't curl and turn brown like that.
The best time to plant a seed is last season. The second best time is now.
Ah. Olmadı.
Hello.
Aha, anladım.
Saw you on your way to Hogsmeade the other day. Nice to meet you. I'm Leander. I'll be showing you the Chinese chomping cabbages. Up these stairs will take us there, but you'll lead. Nice work in Defense Against the Dark Arts, by the way.
Excuse me?
Your duel with Sebastian! And he's good. Thinks he's really good. But you outright slaughtered him. It was brilliant.
Oh. Well,
Here we are. Home of the Chinese... Go on. Now, see that dummy? Just toss the cabbages at it. And they'll do the rest.
Okey. Şimdi bu bitkileri koymam lazım. Nasıl? Tab tutacağım. Bu bitkisi seçeceğim. Sonra tab.
Look at that. They'll chomp on anything they can get their mouths on. Mum planted some in her garden last year to keep the gnomes out. Did save her the de-gnoming, but they left her honking daffodils in tatters.
Çok güzel.
Vicious little bastards, aren't they? My kind of plants. Not like stupid booba tubers and bouncing bulbs. The kind of plants that just have your back in a fight. Not saying you can't go it alone, but... Well, imagine that wasn't a dummy.
trust me, Leander. I was imagining it the entire time.
You were? I mean, of course, you're, not someone to be trifled with. I see that. Dogweed and deathcap has more of them, if you're keen. Other plants too. Ones your parents wouldn't plant in the garden. You get the idea. Anyway, we probably ought to head back to class. Take your time. I'll see you back in class.
Oh, okay. Aha. Çok iyi. Oh. Tamam. Evet, burası da
And with that helpful reminder as to why we should always wear our dragonhide gloves, I shall end our lesson here. Terribly sorry, Mr. Clopton.
Okay.
I tended to the Chinese chomping cabbages, Professor.
Remarkable plants, aren't they? I hope they weren't too much trouble. Oh, don't see any bite marks or missing digits. And good, as you do seem to be quite green-fingered. Oh, I'm eager to see your skill in the soil continue to blossom.
Magical plants have so much to offer.
Gerçekten öyle
I'm
düşünüyorum.
eager to learn more.
I'm glad. Herbology is a bounteous subject. Tend to your garden, and it will tend to you.
Belki de bugün hayır
Well,
ama
I suppose that's everything.
yakın zaman.
Do come by for a chat sometime. I so enjoy checking in with my new students.
Okay. Belki de konuşacağım.
Those mandrakes are really relishing their new pots.
Nerede? Okay. Bu genellikle uzun oluyor. Dolayısıyla yani daha küçük yani ödevleri yapacağız yani. Böyle söyleyeyim. Okay. Nerede? Ah.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Tire?
Okay. Okay. Hiç önemli değil. Sağ. Sol. Sol. Oh. Dümdüz. Koş koş koş. Oh. Ah.
Revelio.
Oha, ilginç. Tamam, o da ihtiyacım yok. Okey. Ne? Burası bir şey var.
Revelio.
Tamam, sonra bakacağız belki de. Tamam. Gidiyoruz.
Future champion coming through.
Hello, Lucan. Is the final round of Cross Wands ready?
Big match today. It all comes down to this. The moment that we find out if your training and dedication is enough to win it all. Ready for a shot at glory?
I certainly am.
Brilliant.
Bakka.
Are you dealing with a partner?
Elbette Sebastian.
Yes, Sebastian.
Then let's get started.
We can make this a real victory.
That's the spirit.
Incendio. Levioso.
Find the one. Potato. Give them all four. Act like a winner.
Incendio. Potato.
Ego, yani
That's all you've got? Oh, there goes my way. Come on.
aha. Oldu.
Potato.
Don't shy away now.
Accio.
I could never duel like that.
Yani dedi ki ben asla
What
böyle...
a victory! You won the
Savaşa
tournament!
Woohoo!
I'm just pleased to have done as well as I did.
And we're pleased to have such a gracious champion. Now, to the victor goes the prize! And so it is my great honour to present you with this simple yet elegant token of supreme dueling accomplishment.
Woohoo!
Thank you. It's been an honor.
You earned it. You are a duelist to be reckoned with. Now that we've definitively crowned the tournament winner, I suppose I should get back to my schoolwork. Wonder how my herbology plants are doing. I haven't tended them in ages.
Okay. Tamam. Ve dedi ki
Hello, Lucan. I'd like to practice with the training dummy.
Excellent idea. This time will be a bit more of a challenge. Ready?
That'd be brilliant.
Wonderful. I'll set things up. Remember to cast all the spell combinations before the dummy lands again. If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know.
okey. Şimdi incendio yani ateş.
Lumos.
Yok.
Incendio.
Ups. Deo. Accio.
Accio.
Incendio. Levioso.
Excellent form.
Tamam. Castravioso.
Accio. Incendio.
Incendio.
That's it.
Accio.
Io.
Levioso.
Ah!
You'll get it.
Yok.
Accio. Incendio. Levioso. Accio. Incendio.
Aha. Şimdi
Good one. Impressive wand work. I'd hate to face you in a duel.
Thanks, Lucan. You've been a great help.
Oh, stop. Don't make me blush. Seriously, well done. Training dummies will think twice before challenging you again. Even though you won the tournament already, I'm glad to see you haven't stopped training. Stay sharp, my friend.
Elbette öyle hocam. Tamam burası. Tamam. Şimdi... Aha, potion. O da olacak. Tamam.
Incendio.
Ups. Yanlış. Neresi bu? Öğretmen. Ah. Anladım. Tamam. Successful avoid enemy attacks by dodging. Tamam. Ne aldık? Aha. Tamam, iyi. O kadar. Sonra Revelio Pages. Yani Revelio bize yeni şeyler gösteriyor. Bitkiler. Tamam. Tamam. Yani map. Nerede? Tamam, sonra yapacağız senin bunu. Ocean. Yani yeni içkilerin hakkında öğrenmem lazım. Bakıyoruz. Yok, bu charms, değil mi? Tamam.
This is my sister's first year at Hogwarts.
Shouldn't there be auras or someone from the Ministry guarding the school after the incident in Hogsmeade?
Professor Black would never allow this. It would make them look completely
Tamam. Ne oldu?
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school. As fifth years, you will be required to reach new heights of both discipline and intellect. You will begin this term by brewing a Wiggenweld potion. Mr. Takar, can you tell us why this particular potion might come in handy?
Yes, Professor Sharp. The Wiggenweld potion can be used to sterilize and even heal a variety of injuries.
It can heal some injuries, but not all. Points for Ravenclaw. Before today's class is completed, each of you will have brewed a Wiggenweld potion of your own. You never know when you might need it. Please begin.
Tamam. Yani bu yuvancı gibidir. Okay? Yağlar...
Use a strong, even motion when crushing your ingredients. Please be meticulous when adding powder to your potions. One errant sneeze could be disastrous.
İşte oldu. Şimdi...
I see most of you have not forgotten how to stir.
Evet. Karıştırmak çok iyi.
Not an easy potion to brew. Well done. And from what I hear of your recent exploits in Hogsmeade, you'd also do well to practice brewing the defensive Edurus potion. Professor Weasley had you acquire the recipe from J. Pippins, correct?
Yes, sir.
Good. For the moment, you can find the ingredients you need in my office. But in the future, you'll be expected to provide your own ingredients. Some can be harvested from the plants you grow in your herbology class, and rarer ones can be purchased. Others, however, may be harder to obtain, and will require you to be a bit more resourceful. Come and see me when you've finished brewing, and we'll see if it was skill or luck the first time around.
Aha, tamam.
Professor Sharp said that Wiggenweld potion...
My parents considered keeping me home from school this year after the rumors of a goblin rebellion.
Did I hear Professor Sharp say that you have permission to go into his office?
Yes, but why does that matter to you?
Brilliant! And it matters because you can be a part of something truly creative. I'm Gareth, by the way. Gareth Weasley. Bit of a prodigy with potions, if I do say so myself.
Pleasure to meet you. Wait, are you related to Professor Weasley?
She's my aunt. Keeps too close an eye on me for comfort. Ugh. But she can't be everywhere. Listen, anyone with a troll-sized brain can brew an Edurus potion. I'm working on something that's certain to be spectacular. I'm just missing one tiny last ingredient that will add that extra spark.
I suspect that's where I come in.
You're as clever as I'd hoped. I simply need a single Fwooper feather. As you'll already be in Sharp's office with his permission, perhaps you could grab it for me.
Okay, yardım edeceğim.
I'll get you the Fwooper feather, as long as you're certain Sharp won't miss it.
I assure you he won't. Fwooper feathers aren't that valuable. Wait until you see what I'm brewing. Hurry back to me when you have the feather.
Revelio.
Should you chop the Dittany or crush it? Wrong.
Tamam.
In the unfortunate loss of your eyebrows.
Okay.
Revelio.
var. Yok.
Revelio.
Keep your
Aha.
potion station organized and
Tamam oldu. Ve aha. Aha. Tamam. Oldu.
Your potion should not be that color, Miss McDowell.
Here's the Fwopper feather you wanted.
Brilliant! Thank you! This is going to take a moment to brew. You should get back to brewing your Endurance potion, and I'll tell you when this concoction's finished.
Okay. İyiyim.
Proficiency in potions are two things that cannot be rushed. Have patience and be thorough.
Tamam. Bu biraz.
And now we add the mallow sweet, and that's odd. What's happening? Wait, it's not supposed to. Ah!
Get it!
Dragon's What happened?
Well done, Gareth.
What now, Mr. Weasley?
Sorry, Professor.
That'll be points from Gryffindor. Again. Mr. Weasley did not do this on his own. His accomplice will answer to me as well.
I brewed an Endurance potion as you asked, Professor.
I'm surprised you had the time. You seemed rather busy helping Mr. Weasley brew chaos.
I'm sorry, Professor. I was merely trying to help a friend.
Taking responsibility for one's actions does go a long way with me. I shall assume that you've learnt a lesson. As for the work you did today at your own cauldron, I will say you've done well. I confess I was skeptical, given the advanced nature of this class and the fact you're a new student.
I'm glad I was able to meet your expectations.
A rare occurrence. And you do well to remember that you're not a potions master quite yet. In addition to having a solid grasp of how to combine various ingredients, you should gain an understanding of the ingredients themselves. Pay particular attention in herbology. The plants you nurture there are often essential to the potions you brew here. Now, I recommend that you find a safe location in which to practice brewing. You cannot leave a hot cauldron simply anywhere. That'll be all.
Okay.
I think each of us has had enough excitement for one day. Class is dismissed.
Tamam. Başka? Başka ne yapmam lazım? Okey. Ha. Biraz savaşacağız ama önce. Tamam. Sonra şunu aldım. Okey, bunu yaptık. Tamam.
Oh, my robes are going to reap inspiration for the rest of the day.
That is not appropriate attire.
Aha. Bu kadar yani seyahat etmek istemem. Pardon. Roadmap yani dünyanın. Forbidden Forest. Tamam. Tamam. Madem Forbidden Forest yani yasak ormandadayım yani. Okay. Belki de önceki pardon. Quest. Evet. Biraz savaşabilirim sanırım. Aha. Nerede bu? Hayvanlar. Tamam. Aha. Tamam. Aha. Gördüm. Şimdi
You go through. Hey, for your information, I received an owl from her just the other day, and as
I heard. What's this?
Incendio.
Nothing more than luck.
tamam. Hiçbir şey yok. Varsayıyorum. Aha. Para. Para. Daha çok savaşmam lazım. Okey. Oldu. Şimdi... Burası. Neredesin? Neredesin?
Revelio.
Gerçekten mi? Yok. Birazcık spor yapıyoruz. Neredesin?
Revelio.
Burası değilsin galiba. Tamam. Olsun. Bir saniye. Hogsmeade. Aha. Ah. Tamam, biraz koşmam lazım. Ops. Evet. Tamam. Oo, this classroom çok iyi. O da aldım. Aha. Tamam. Tamam, nerede? Tamam. Aldık. Tamam. Sonra... Yok. Tamam. Oh. Merdivenler burası. Yani dolayısıyla. Hagrid'in evisi. Nihayet. Çok mutluyum. Tamam.
This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
Evet elbette tehlikeli ama artık yapma gerek. Zira tehlikeli olacak.
It is good to see you, my friend.
Hello, Natty. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I was there, and I saw what happened with Rookwood and Harlow at the Three Broomsticks. I have been worried about you.
I'm all right at the moment.
If you don't mind my asking, why were they looking for you?
They want something that Professor Fig and I found at Gringotts.
When were you at Gringotts?
Just before we came to Hogwarts. In fact, it's why I was late to the sorting ceremony. A portkey brought us there after the dragon attacked our carriage.
What on earth?
There's one more thing. It's a bit odd, if I'm honest. Professor Fig says I have a rare connection to a powerful form of ancient magic.
What does that mean?
I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it, and I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain. I know that's a lot to absorb.
It is. And I will have more questions. For now, it is safe to say that Rookwood and Harlow are a threat to both of us, to all of us, which is why I wanted to speak to you. Everyone has been talking about you defending Hogsmeade from that troll attack. And I shall never forget watching Sorona stand up to Rookwood and Harlow in the Three Broomsticks. Both of you have inspired me to take a stand of my own.
What sort of stand?
Men like Rookwood and Harlow are the reason my mother and I left Matabeleland. I am not going to sit by and watch them destroy my new home.
Good. Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair. And you should know that Rookwood is in league with Ranrock.
I had heard they were seen in Hogsmeade together. All the more reason they must be stopped. Rumor has it that Theophilus Harlow runs Rookwood's day-to-day operations. Taking him down would cripple Rookwood's entire enterprise.
That may be true, but shouldn't Officer Singer handle someone like Harlow?
I spoke with her. She was polite, but perhaps understandably would not discuss details with a student. I overheard some of Rookwood's lot talking about a massive poaching operation that Harlow is planning. I was thinking that we could investigate a bit, try to get the evidence that Officer Singer needs.
All right, but how?
I am going to watch and listen, find out precisely what Harlow is up to. I shall reach out when I know more. In the meantime, remember, I am here if you need me.
Thank you, Natty.
Be on your guard.
I beg your pardon! How dare you threaten me?
What's going on here?
Aha, şimdi yeni nesil savaşacağız.
Some assistance.
Yok, o da yok. Ah, pardon. Tamam, kabul ediyorum. Tamam, devam ediyoruz.
They must have come this way. Think!
I've no idea who it is you think I might have seen. I've been busy with my research. I do not have time to...
Victor Rookwood don't give a doxy's nip back your time. Oi! Speak of the devil. Mr. Rookwood would like a word with you.
A student? You can't be...
Enough out of you.
Leave her alone.
Stupefy!
You'd be under the wrong place, child.
Really enjoying the view. I'd like to be put there.
I'll watch the light go out of your eyes.
I'm not going anywhere with you.
You take it, student off of my dead body!
You're going to regret that.
Leviosa!
Aha, oldu. Oho.
What on earth just happened? I've never been accosted in such a manner, and so close to Hogwarts.
Are you all right?
I am, thanks in no small part to your excellent defensive skills.
Care to tell me why 2 Ashwinders were ready to dispatch me to get to you?
Ashwinders?
Victor Rookwood's thieves and extortionists, his little cronies. They seemed quite keen on you.
It's a long story, but thank you for your help.
Well, you've avoided them for the moment. Priya warned me things were getting dangerous. Best get moving on my research before they return.
You're a researcher?
Nora Treadwell at your service, historian and archaeologist specializing in Merlin's work and life.
Wow.
Merlin? Of the legend of King Arthur?
The very same. Merlin attended Hogwarts, you know, and I'm studying some curious fixtures he left here centuries ago.
Fixtures?
These vine-covered pillars, dozens of them, all around the area. I've taken to calling them the Trials of Merlin. I believe he created them as a diversion for his fellow Slytherins. He was terribly fond of puzzles and enigmas.
I can see why you're so interested in Merlin. I'd be keen to know more about the trials.
Well then, I'll let you in on a little secret. No one has yet managed to figure out how they work. But I believe I have just unlocked a crucial clue. I suspect that Mallowsweet is an important component in getting the trials to work.
Mallowsweet?
Versatile herb. Merlin repeatedly mentioned it in his writings. I had just arrived to test my theory when I was so rudely interrupted. You see, each swirl in Merlin's writing has a symbol in the centre. That started me thinking, what if...
The Mallowsweet is meant to be placed at the centre of the symbols.
Precisely. Would you care to do the honours? We can see what comes of our little hypothesis. I brought a trunk chock full of Mallowsweet with me. It's just over there by my tent.
This trunk?
Yes, take plenty, even if you already have some.
Revelio. I have the Mallowsweet.
Lovely. Now, notice the vines on these pillars here, as well as a stone swell on the ground. Each trial has these features. Place the Mallowsweet on the swell, and we'll see what happens. My word! Did you see that? The vines disappeared!
What should I do now?
This is uncharted territory. I am curious about these...
Incendio.
Merlin's beard!
The flames make the pyre sink.
How beautiful! What a day. I can hardly believe it.
I take it we can call that a success?
We can indeed. However, I now have even more questions. How does it work? I must review my notes. I may have missed something.
Are all of the trials like this one?
Oh, not precisely. Well, I think each has those telltale vines and the swirl on the ground. You should feel free to solve them as you come across them. I believe I have what I need to continue my research. My guess is that each will also require Mallowsweet, which you can find in Hogsmeade should you need more. I really must be off. Such a pleasure to meet you.
Evet, ben de memnun oldum.
And do be careful out here. Now I've got what I needed. I shall return to the safety of my notes and books.
Speak to the portrait.
A portrait in our common room wants to talk to you. It's Eldritch Diggory. He used to be the Minister for Magic, I think.
Tamam. Ama başka bir şey gördüm. Aha.
I never thought Ramrock's loyalists would go this far.
Pardon me, is everything all right?
Hardly. I've just lost my business and almost my life. You'd best look elsewhere for wares. I've nothing to sell now. I never thought it'd come to this. Be on your guard. Ramrock and his loyalists will spare no one.
They attacked you?
Oh, Ramrock has no patience for goblins who won't join him. While I too would like to see goblin kind treated by wizards as equals, bloodshed is not the answer. When I said as much, they turned on me, struck me till I nearly passed out. Took my carts, my belongings, even that which is most precious to me. My paintings.
Has Ranrock's lot ever attacked you like this before?
They've been taunting and threatening me for a while now. But they've always believed that violence is the only way to get what they want. Things have taken a much darker turn of late. Ramrock is getting more powerful, and his loyalists know it. They feel untouchable. Ramrock assumed that all goblins would agree to follow him, but he was wrong. Many of us would like a diplomatic end to the discord with wizard kind.
I'm sorry this happened to you. I shall certainly keep an eye out for your carts.
That is very kind of you, but I think they took them to their camp southwest of here, just past some ruins. Too dangerous to try and retrieve them. I did enchant the carts to return to me if I ever lost them, however. Slim though the chances may be, I'm holding out hope that some of what was taken is returned to me. It was nice meeting you. I wish it had been under better circumstances.
Ben de. Keşke daha... Aha. Tamam. Ne yapacağız? Aha, 7 tane kaçmam lazım.
After what Ranrock did to that goblin banker at Gringotts, I shouldn't be surprised at what happened to Arn.
Tamam. Neredesin? Aha. Gördüm. Daha 3 ihtiyacım var. Onlar neresi? Çok iyi. Evet, böyle daha. Hiçbir şey yok galiba. Hı? Tamam. Olsun. Sonra tamam. Tamam. Aha, buradasın sen. Olmadı. Tamam. Evet. Bunu yapmak unuttum. Tamam. Deneyeceğim tekrar. Başka nerede olabilir? Burası. Okey. Kaç tane yaptım? Bakmam lazım. 7 tane yaptım, tamam. 3 tane yapmam lazım ve bitireceğim. Çünkü Expelliarmus öğrenmem lazım. Ve bu çok güçlü bir şey. La la. Çok güzel. Tamam. Başka. Aha, her şey aldık. Beast. Güzel. Sonra. Aha, combat. gidiyoruz. Tabii ki. Burası neresi?
Could it be a Merlin trial?
Tamam. Burası yok. Burası.
Incendio!
Oo. Bir şey oluyor galiba. Yok. Yok. Başka. Belki de burası. Değil. Var mı? Aslında var. Tamam. Wow. Şimdi yaptım. Evet, şimdi yaptım. Nihayet Hogwarts'a dönmem lazım. Hogwarts. Tamam. Hogwarts. Aha, oldu. Şimdi
How nice to see you, my young friend.
neredesin? Kıyafet koymam lazım değil mi?
able to take care of everything
Professor, I completed all of your most recent assignments.
Well done. Then you're ready to learn Expelliarmus. Pay close attention. The disarming charm may often be all you need to defeat the most powerful dark witches and wizards you might encounter.
Ooh.
Spellcasting requires a focused mind and a steady wand.
Çok kolaydı.
Good work. The dummy is here if you wish to stay and practice.
Professor, do you have a moment?
I do. What is it?
I wondered, did you attend Hogwarts?
I did. I am a proud member of Ravenclaw House. Why do you ask?
I was curious as to how Hogwarts has changed over the years.
I see. Well, the castle itself, as I'm sure you have surmised, is full of surprises. I dare say more than the staircases change around here. As for the students, well, they seem to get more capable every year. Although, we got up to just as much mischief in my day as you seem to now. I used to look the other way at all sorts of roguery when I was head girl. I can tell you, however, that I did once admonish a certain Phineas Nigella's Black for enjoying a sugar quill during a lecture.
I hadn't realized that you and Professor Black were, students here together.
Appearances can be deceiving. You see, I was once wounded by time itself.
I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds horrible.
Ah, well, it was the risk I took with my prior position. You may or may not have heard that I was an unspeakable at the Ministry for years.
An unspeakable? What does...
As you might suspect, I cannot speak about what we did. Suffice it to say, the job was not without its hazards. Now, I hope I've satisfied your curiosity for the moment.
You have. Thank you for speaking with me, Professor.
Keep up with your wand work. One must always be prepared for mischief, both inside and outside of the castle.
Tamam, iyi.
That doesn't look like the regulation uniform to me.
Aha, şimdi pratik yapabilirim. Ne oldu? Expelliarmus. Mesela. 4.
Expelliarmus!
You seem to have the right end of the stick, but keep practicing. Expelliarmus may save your life one day.
Okay, şimdi oldu.
Still at it, I see.
Tamam, oldu. Güzel. Şimdi kaçıyorum. Çünkü burası geçmek gerek ama ne kadar güzel. İşte bu benim odam yani. Çünkü ben Hufflepuff'ım, yani bu benim odam. Tamam.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself. So few students know who I am these days. Eldridge Diggory, former Minister for Magic and founder of the Aura Recruitment Program, at your service. I believe you can help solve a decades-old murder, thanks to that book you found, and, in particular, its missing pages.
How do you know about the book and the pages?
We portraits hear more than you might suspect, and most of us can keep a secret. So, what say you? Surely a Hufflepuff such as yourself would be inclined to help seek long overdue justice.
I'll do whatever I can.
Wonderful. I am pleased to have been right about you. My great-niece, Helen Thistlewood, can provide you with details. She's retired now, but was a skilled aura in her day. And the unsolved murder of which I speak was her case. I often visit my portrait in her home, in the nearby hamlet of Upper Hogsfield. Shall I tell her to expect you?
How could a few pages of a book help her solve an old case?
A boy disappeared with those pages, but they never found the body. A girl was convicted of his murder nonetheless. It seems those pages could exonerate her somehow. My great-niece can tell you more.
Can you tell me more about your great-niece?
Cream of the crop when it comes to auras. A star pupil here, and then an exemplary servant to the ministry. And her spark hasn't diminished one bit in her retirement. She and I often chat about old cases and our glory days. No offense, but it's nice to get away from the students and converse with someone who's familiar with my legacy.
Okay.
I shall go and see her right away.
Brilliant. With what I suspect is your knack for hard work and her keen mind, both mysteries may be solved sooner than you think. I shall see you there soon, I hope.
Okay. Şimdi onu arıyoruz. Neresi acaba? Roadmap ihtiyacım var galiba. Evet. Tamam. Burası. Tamam. Bir saniye, bir saniye. Personal file. Sonra bunu yapacağım. Sonra bunu yapacağım. Tamam. İyi. Map. Helen, neredesin Helen? Oh. Biraz.
This place has seen better days.
Oh. Ah. Sanırım çok koşmam lazım. Evet. Sonra... Aha. Hogsmeade! Bunu çok özledim. Ah. Tamam. Yok. Whoops.
Get your daily profit. We'll be seeing you again.
Aha. Oh.
Read all about it.
Diyoruz.
Hollywood socials keeping away from today's young. New instruments are expensive, you know.
Aha. İhtiyacım var. Akıyor.
Accio!
Çok iyi. Aha.
Expelliarmus!
Ne?
Accio!
Yani hayır dedim.
Revelio!
Revelio. Galiba. Neyse. Tekrar savaş. Ha? Tamam. Olsun.
Oh, this day's gone on too long.
Ranrock has fooled you all. To your demise.
Yani şöyle. Şöyle. Evet. Şimdi. Gerçekten.
Who says crime doesn't pay? Right. I'm practically swimming in galleons. It What have you done?
Incendio! Accio! Expelliarmus!
Aha. Tamam. Şimdi. Devam ediyoruz. Neredesin? Aha.
This must be the place Minister Diggory mentioned.
Tamam ama
Helen lives around here somewhere.
Welcome to Upper Hogsfield. Charming hamlet. Don't tell the residents of Lower Hogsfield I said that.
Here you are. I'm pleased to see you took my advice.
Madam Thistlewood, I met your great-uncle in his portrait in my common room. He sent me to speak to you.
I'm pleased you came. Uncle Eldridge believes the book you found and its missing pages may be relevant to an unsolved case from my time as an aura.
Very well. I'm listening.
Decades ago, a student named Richard Jackdaw disappeared after going to meet a girl named Anne. They never found his body. When his headless ghost appeared briefly in Hogsmeade, wholly unaware of how he died, Anne was convicted of his murder and sent to Azkaban. It was in large part due to the testimony of a girl called Apollonia Black. Jealous of Anne, I think.
That sounds terrible, but I'm not sure how I can help.
Anne's alibi was somewhat labyrinthine. She said Jackdaw promised her adventure following a map he found on some pages he'd stolen from Peeves.
And you think Peeves ripped those pages from the book I found in the restricted section?
If my great-uncle is to be believed, yes. At least that's what the portraits at Hogwarts suspect. Anne insisted that Jackdaw had asked her to follow the map with him, but only after she solved a series of puzzles he'd prepared. Odd way to woo a girl. She swears she never even solved the first puzzle, so they didn't meet. Jackdaw's ghost vanished almost as soon as he appeared. Without Jackdaw's puzzle, pages, or remains, Anne was sent to Azkaban based solely on Apollonia's spurious testimony.
I don't understand. What can I do to help?
I believe Anne may have solved the first puzzle by now, but after spending time in Azkaban, she's a shadow of her former self. She won't speak to anyone she doesn't trust, and she trusts no one. If you, a student with a connection to the pages, like Jackdaw had, spoke to Anne, she might reveal new information.
What a horrible story. If you think I can help, I'll come with you.
This is wonderful news. You are to be commended for your kindness and bravery. Fortunately, being a retired aura has its benefits. We can apparate right to her. I've escorted ministers, professors, and many others to that blasted place. Never a student, I'll admit, but I will keep you safe.
Okay.
I'd like to know more about Anne.
That poor soul never was the brightest girl, and that lack of wit proved to be her undoing.
I half suspect Jackdaw and Apollonia were merely toying with her. Who could have known he'd end up dead?
She's not held up well in Azkaban. In some ways she blames me for not proving her innocence. I'd like to clear her name if we can.
Senin için harika bir şey.
You said Jackdaw's ghost appeared briefly, then vanished. Where do you think he went?
I have no idea. Evidently, he was always a bit restless, going on and on about adventure. If I had to guess, he tired of Scotland and is somewhere on the other side of the globe by now.
Can you tell me more about Apollonia Black?
Wretched, vindictive girl, that one. Apollonia claimed that Anne threatened to kill the boy after he broke her heart. The Black family's power over certain people in the ministry, along with the fact that Anne is Muggle-born, sealed her fate.
Okay.
Very well. Let's go.
Steady yourself. We'll apparate together. Don't worry, I've never splinched anyone.
Do take care now, and tread lightly in that horrible place.
We'll be there in but a moment.
Wow. İlginç. Wow. Ne kadar güzel. Gerçekten. Tam korkunç bir film.
That ought to keep them at bay for now. Though, be aware, you may feel a wave of despair. It will pass.
Thank you for the warning.
This really is a dismal place, but we'll be out of here soon enough. Now follow me.
Okay.
Do keep your wits about you.
I never thought I'd see the inside of Azkaban for myself.
Nasty Dementors. Not even I could convince the Ministry to send them off. There's no need for such monsters.
She's been here a lot longer than the rest of us.
If I had my wand, I'd cast Crucio on the lot of you!
You don't scare me. They teach you so little of what you should know at Hogwarts.
That witch you're with has a dark cloud over her. I can feel it.
Who's there? Why torment me further?
No one at school's going to believe this.
Now remember, Anne has been here a long time. The Dementors aren't kind. Have patience and speak to her quietly and respectfully.
Are you Anne?
Who's there? Who speaks to me? Is that death finally come for me?
I'm a student from Hogwarts. I found the book that you said would exonerate you.
Ah, the book, the book. No one would look. None of the mages found the pages. Methinks the feckless knave meandered to his cave. My fate was surely sealed in Upper Hoggyfield.
What are you trying to say? That the missing pages are in a cave near Upper Hogsfield?
Field, ruins house, a vault concealed.
A vault in some ruins near Upper Hogsfield. I suppose it can't hurt to look.
Can't hurt to look, can't hurt to look. Go find the pages from your book. Helen, know you're here. Come in closer, be a dear.
What is it, Anne?
Oh gosh. Oh.
You're hurt.
Go. The cave. You're safe now. You have what you need. I'll be all right once I get...
Ouch. Okay.
But Madam Thistlewood, All right. I'll find it. I'll find Jackdaw's cave.
Nerede bu? Anladım. Tamam. Tamam. Biraz.
I should investigate.
Oh. Aha. Tamam, belki de sonra savaşacağım. Evet. Aha, şimdi savaşmam lazım değil mi? Anladım. Aha. Tamam. Çok kolaydı zaten.
This must be the place Anne told me about.
Öyle mi?
Lumos. No one's been here for ages.
Tamam.
Lumos. Lumos.
Biri yok galiba. Neymiş? Aha. Tamam.
Accio. No. How did you do this, Jackdaw? It's no wonder Anne never found that clue. Incendio. Accio. Incendio.
Ew.
Accio. No, that's not it. No. How did you do this, Jackdaw? Incendio.
Ew. Tamam, belki de şu.
Accio. Incendio. Accio.
Tamam. Aa. Para.
Revelio.
Evet burası.
Accio. It's no wonder I never found that clue. No, that's not it. No. How did you do this, Jackdaw? It's no wonder I never found that clue.
Tamam. Belki de burası lazım. Evet. Burası. Hayır. Buradan geldim.
Revelio. Accio. No, that's not it. You'll not outfox me, Jackdaw. No. How did you do this, Jackdaw? Accio. You couldn't outwit me, Jackdaw. Now, where's the clue you left behind? Revelio.
Ew. Tamam.
A note from Jackdaw. Anne never found it. So how did he die? Was she to blame at all?
Evet. Ve
Could it be? Someone solved my puzzle after all these years. Well done indeed.
Woohoo.
Richard Jackdaw, at your service.
The Richard Jackdaw. I heard you disappeared years ago. You have some explaining to do.
I do? That was my puzzle you solved. What are you doing here?
A retired aura, Helen Thistlewood, told me about a map you stole from Peeves, and then Anne told me about a cave.
You saw Anne? Broke my heart. I had to go on without her. Probably best for her in the end. Dare I ask? How is she?
She was imprisoned in Azkaban for your murder. I fear the Dementors have taken an irreversible toll on her.
What? Azkaban? Oh, poor Anne. I had no idea. I thought she'd written me off. I've been travelling the world for years to mend my broken heart. I came back here only recently. On a whim. I must speak to the aura you mentioned and see how I can help Anne.
I'm glad to hear it. Before you go, would I still be able to find the pages with the map Helen mentioned?
I'm almost certain I dropped them in the cave the moment I was beheaded. They're bound to be mouldering away with the rest of me. Tell you what, meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll show you precisely where to find them.
How is it possible to steal from Peeves? A poltergeist?
I didn't steal the pages from his ghostly form. I merely found them in his wake of destruction. He has a penchant for wrecking things. Books, bottles, suits of armor, whatever's likely to cause the most chaos. Found them on the floor outside the library where he discarded them. Not my luckiest find, all things considered.
Okay, Sombra.
Helen mentioned Apollonia Black. Did she set up Anne to take the fall?
Have you never met any members of the Black family? They can be rather vindictive. Once Anne showed an interest in me, Apollonia couldn't let it alone. That her own heart had grown cold simply didn't matter.
Thank you. I need to find those pages to help a friend.
I shall see you there.
Okay, Forbidden Forest. Forbidden Forest, Eddie. Okay.
And where did I set my traps? Was it lower or upper Hogsfield? Yeah!
Potato!
Avoiding our problem.
Oops. Dobro. Yani iyi. Sonra... Ja.
Protego! Incendio! Accio! Lumos!
Tamam. Tamam.
Nothing to poach you down and chase them spiders. Not worth the trouble if you ask me.
Incendio! Accio! Incendio! Expelliarmus! Lumos! Accio! Incendio! Lumos! Expelliarmus!
Reducto! I'll watch the light go out of your eyes. Come.
Okay.
Revelio.
Aha.
Incendio. Accio. Expelliarmus. Incendio.
Sonra. Wow.
What are you up to now?
You're gonna regret coming here.
Sonra. Şimdi işte o.
Here I am, as good as my word.
We meet again, Richard Jackdaw.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised to see you. It would take the patience of a Hufflepuff to track down these pages.
Well said. Now where do we go from here?
Follow me. I shall lead you as far as I can, but I fear I may remain a tad reluctant to revisit the scene of my demise. Keep your eyes open for a bird bath. When you find it, say intramuros. I think it's Latin. Or Greek. As you can imagine, I never paid much attention in school. Shall we?
Aside from the bird bath, anything else I should look for?
Indeed. A few landmarks, a stone bridge, a waterfall, and, if I recall, a lake. You'll see.
You've been very helpful. Thank you.
Surprising how much of this is, rather unfortunately, coming back to me. Yes. You know, the closer we get, the more I'm remembering. Probably best I leave you to it. Simply stick to the path and keep a sharp eye out for that bird bath. Adieu. Is that Latin? Or Greek?
Nothing to do now but keep going. Lumos. The waterfall. For a thief, Jackdaw's surprisingly as good as his word. Something oddly solemn about this place. Such regal creatures, stags.
Wow.
There it is, just as Jackdaw described. Intramuros.
Aren't you a little far from home?
Ranrock knew you'd eventually lead us to whatever it is you're hiding.
Incendio! Accio!
Ooh, this should
Expelliarmus!
No! Why can't I hit you?
Uh-huh.
No risk those loyalists will report back to Ranrock now. Let's see where Jackdaw has led me. I wonder how big this place is. These fruits must have something to do with opening this door.
Wow.
Impressive. That must be where all this leads. Someone didn't want casual visitors down here. I wonder if any of my spells will help me through this. Ugh. Potato! Incendio! Expelliarmus!
Wow. Okay.
Revelio.
Bahaları çok.
Accio. Incendio. Another puzzle. But if Jackdaw could solve this, so can I. Accio. It's a good thing Jackdaw didn't fall down there. Accio. Expelliarmus. Expelliarmus! Accio! Incendio!
Tamam. Sonra... Puf. Ya çok zor ama tamam.
Not a headless skeleton in sight. But I may as well help myself to this.
Tamam. Tamam.
Accio!
Değil. Tamam.
Accio! Revelio!
Belki de Reparo.
Reparo!
Değil. Hangisi?
That's odd. I'd have thought Jackdaw would have been interested in this loot, but there's no sign of him. Revelio! Accio. Expelliarmus! Accio! There it is. The bridge, it's almost complete. More spiders. These can't be what beheaded Richard Jackdaw. Protego! Incendio! Incendio. Accio. Incendio. Incendio. Protego. Incendio. Farewell, monster. I can only imagine how these spiders have multiplied since Jackdaw came this way. Untouched chest. Jackdaw wasn't very thorough in his search of this cave. I'll need to look around for the symbol. Must be getting closer to Jackdaw's remains and those pages. We meet again, Richard Jackdaw. Thank you for keeping these pages safe all these years. Here it is, the map that brought your doom, Jackdaw. Is there something beyond this room? Protego! Incendio! Accio! Expelliarmus! Protego! Expelliarmus with so many brutes. Incendio! Accio! Protego! Incendio! Accio! Incendio! Expelliarmus! That's unnerving. What's happening? I've seen this before. In Gringotts and the restricted section. Revelio. Where am I? Oh no, the room's starting to flood. How am I being protected? What sort of magic is this? I can only hope this magic protects me until I'm able to make my way out of here. What is this place?
Wow. Ja. Ne acaba? Wow, muhteşem ya.
Can it be?
It's you.
Has someone finally found our map chamber?
I recognize you from the Pensieves. You're Professor Rackham.
I am indeed. I must confess that I am surprised to see someone so young standing before me.
I'm the same age that you and Isadora Morganach were when you started at Hogwarts.
You've paid attention, and might I presume you share our ability?
To see traces of ancient magic? Yes, sir, I do.
As you have likely realized by now, our ability gives us a unique relationship with all forms of magic. We can access expressions of magic that few others can. Opportunities will arise that allow you to sharpen this rare talent. Do not squander them.
I won't, Professor. Thank you.
We have much to discuss. But first, a map found in a certain book led you here. Place the book on the pedestal.
I don't have the book with me, sir.
That is unfortunate. I'm afraid we must pause our conversation until you return with the book.
I'm a bit confused, sir. Why is this room called the map chamber?
I assure you that all will be clear once the book has been placed on the pedestal.
The statues and carvings in the house on the cliffside, those are of you. Are you a seer?
I am.
Did you know that I would be here?
I cannot say more at present, except to say that your presence here does not entirely surprise me.
Very well. I'll retrieve the book right away.
Good. We shall speak again once the book is in place.
Okay. Wow. Oho. 6 tane var. Bakıyoruz. Incendio. Akio. Levioso. Her şey güzel. Tamam. Ve daha 3 tane Dark Arts. Tamam. Tamam.
I found the pages and the map chamber. Why would I need the book? I'm back at Hogwarts. I wonder when Professor Fig will be back. I did promise him I wouldn't neglect my studies while I was away. Suppose I have enough to distract myself with till he returns with the book.
Tamam. Başka. Flying class. Tamam. Dedim flying class. Güzel. Çok güzel.
You need to learn Depulso, the banishing charm. Useful for pushing objects or adversaries away. Complete the required tasks and meet me in my classroom.
Depulso, ha? Acquire and use a potion. Tamam. Yapacağım. Sadece Tamam, iyi geceler arkadaşlarım. Daha sonra belki de yarın devam edeceğim.